Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 120 of Isolate, Meditate, Create, and the final day of Isolate, Meditate, Create. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jessica Lynn Johnson. I am the founder and CEO of Soaring Solo Studios, which is a company dedicated to the direction and development of one person plays. And I created IMC at the beginning of the pandemic as an opportunity for all of us to find safe, supportive, creative expression and community, and to make it through this really challenging nearly year and a half together as a community. And now that we are opening back up and seeing some light at the end of this long, long tunnel, the needs of the community seem to be shifting, and the Isolate, Meditate, Create doesn't seem to be what we need as much right now. And so I've been thinking creatively about other free offerings that I can do instead. And so when we get into announcements, I'll talk about some of that. But yes, we are shifting away from IMC and moving on to other things. And don't forget, if you missed any previous IMCs or you just want to relive them all, they're all on my YouTube channel. And you can access them through my website as well. And please make sure that you have something nearby you to write with and write on. Once we're done meditating and visualizing, we'll write together. Okay, and I do also want to say, give a little bit of a trigger warning that sometimes what comes up for us during the visualizations can be triggering. And if that happens for you and you need to hop off the call, I totally understand. And if you need resources beyond that, always feel free to email me at soaringsoloartist@gmail.com, and I will connect you with professionals of mental and emotional support. Okay, so let's go ahead and close our eyes. We'll just start to focus on your breath. So deep inhales and audible exhales out if you need to release some tension or stress. And just letting everything slow down, coming into this present moment, putting down your to-do lists or personal dramas and just being here right now, focusing solely on your breath. And notice any thoughts that might be racing around your mind, but let them pass through. Try not to attach to any of them. Just let them go on their way and keep coming back to your breath. And with every in breath, just imagine that warm, bright, nourishing light is filling every inch of your body. And it's further relaxing you and allowing you to release and calm and step into serenity. And see that light fill the area around you, extending beyond you, protecting and shielding you, comforting you. And just feel the energy of support that is available to you on this call right now with everyone who's shown up today to honor their own creative expression, to honor this community, and to just be with one another. And start to check in with your body. Doing a body scan of every inch of your body, noticing where there might be tension or discomfort or pain, where you might be clenching muscles. Just continue to breathe deeply into those places, imagining that warm, bright light, softening those places and allowing you to further relax. And now, with every in breath, I want you to imagine that you are calling in things that serve you, calling in abundance, kindness, love, creativity, courage, allyship, innovation, encouragement. Whatever it is you need more of in your life right now, just imagine on your in breath, you're drawing that closer to you. And on your out breath, releasing whatever does not serve you in this moment, releasing fear, scarcity, negativity, judgment, unforgiveness, bitterness, resentment, unworthiness, lack. Whatever it is you need to release, just imagine on your out breath, you are letting that escape you and relieve you and go far from you. Just continue on in this cycle of breathing in those things that serve you and exhaling those things that do not. And start to let your breath transform. So you're continuing to breathe in those things that serve you. But now on your out breath, you're able to give back to the world, whatever it is you have to give. Giving back your creativity, your kindness, your patience, your love, your generosity, your innovation, your allyship, your encouragement, your powerful voice. So just continue to breathe in what serves you and exhale that gift back to others. In the next few moments, I'm going to guide you through visualization. And keeping your eyes closed, your breath deep, your body relaxed. Just go on this journey with me and trust whatever comes up for you. And just know you never have to share anything that comes up for you unless you choose to. So be quite uncensored and expressive as you go through this visualization. I want you to start to imagine your next chapter, the next chapter of your life. As things are opening up, as people are finding more hope and connection, what is the next chapter of your life? Start to just visualize that. See what's there for you. And don't worry about how it will manifest. Just see it playing out. And allow this vision to carry you into all areas of your life in this next chapter. Your romantic relationships, your platonic relationships, your family, your career, your travel, your enjoyment of all kinds, and just see this next chapter in as much specificity as you possibly can. And just pay attention to what feelings are coming up for you as you imagine this next chapter in all of its rich color. What feelings are coming up for you? And who are the characters in this next chapter? When we see our lives as theatrical pieces, who are the characters that are prevalent in your next chapter? And just take a couple more moments envisioning this next chapter and all that is possible for you, and not letting the how stop you from visualizing it. Just see it. Taking another deep breath in. And on our exhale, slowly coming back to this moment. Just go ahead and reach for whatever it is that you have to write with and write on. I'm going to set my timer for 8 minutes, and I just want you to write very freely about whatever came up for you. This could be song lyrics, it could be a poem, it could be first person narration or monologuing, it might be a scene that plays out, or perhaps it's personification, stepping into the voice of a feeling or an inanimate object and bringing it to life. I'll let you know when your time is up. You have about 2 minutes left. 2 minutes. Okay, please wrap up your writing. Hopefully you got something powerful out of that visualization and then writing about it. And I think the takeaway from today's prompt would really be just how powerful visualization and fantasy can be when working on our solo shows and creatively expressing ourselves. Um, a lot of times I encourage clients to play with fantasy for their solo shows and rewrite how something might have played in real life. Maybe you want to have it play out a little differently on stage. Maybe the end of your solo show is something that you haven't lived yet, but you want to live it out on stage. Um, these works of art are inspired by real events often, but that doesn't mean we can't take fictitious liberties and play with fantasy and play with visualization. So hopefully you got something meaningful out of that. And not to mention the fact that a lot of times in solo shows, it's almost as if the pieces are orchestrated by the chapters of our lives. Um, and sometimes we go through many, many chapters of our lives on stage in the solo show. So looking at our lives in chapters can be very helpful as well when organizing our solo work. You'll see in the chat that I put quite a few announcements that are happening in the Soaring Solo community. So please take a look at that, starting with my next free solo theater class, The Art of Creating the One-Person Play, is happening on Zoom on Saturday, July 17th. 10 a.m. Pacific time, noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. You can sign up for that on my website and you'll get your email with the Zoom link and all the other information. So that's soaringSoloStudios.com under events or free stuff. I think you can find it there as well. Also, we are sold out for June and July with the Creating Captivating Characters Intensive taught by award-winning solo artist and soaring solo instructor Heather Dowling. And we are now starting to take names for August. Likely the intensive will be happening on Wednesday evenings. Generally it's 7 to 9:30 Pacific time, but Heather and I haven't set that in stone yet. So, but that's likely when it will happen. But I'll let Heather tell you more about the intensive. So let me just unmute you, Heather, and let me spotlight you.
Good morning, everybody. What an honor to be together for the last IMC. I remember when Jess started this, it was such, especially in the very beginning of this of the lockdown, Jess, when you were doing this every day. I just really want to acknowledge you that you were dealing with the same trauma all of us were, and yet you created a safe space for us to gather every day and work through what was coming up. And it's just awesome. So I can't believe this is like the last one. It's amazing. And yeah, if you haven't heard the other prompts, they're amazing. So totally go listen to those on YouTube. So for creating captivating characters, you guys, I cannot believe what's coming out of it. I'm so excited to see the shows that are in development as a result of these past months of creating captivating characters. If you're just starting out on your show, this course is designed such that finding the characters that would be on the journey to tell your story helps you write your story and discover your story and discover the points of view you want to include in your story. Like, it really, characters give you as much access to your writing as these visualizations do, honestly. And then the other part of it is, if you've already been doing visualizations, you have all these mosaic pieces. You're like, how am I going to play these characters I see that are part of my story? Well, guess what? That's exactly what we're going to teach you, is what are the tips and techniques to discover characters in yourself. Even those of you who think you are not character actors, I swore the exact same thing when I did my first show, told Jess I won't play characters, we have to come up with something else. And 39 characters later, I had been touring a show for 2 years called Unemployed Finally. So as you learn the tips and techniques, you'll be surprised what you discover you can characterize yourself. And then we also get into all the technical ways you can bring characters to life as well, with creatively using sound and visuals and things like that. So it's an excellent foundation, I think, even just for the curriculum guide that you get. The value of what's at your fingertips for creating your show is pretty extraordinary. So yeah, everyone's been sold out. They've been going amazing. And I want to encourage you to get your name on the list for August, because the spots go really fast. So the email's in there, but it's soringsoloartist@gmail.com, and just put August intensive in that subject line so we can make sure that you're on the list. So I can't wait to see you. August seems like a long way away, but it'll be here in a blink.
Awesome. Thank you, Heather. Yes, and if you were wanting to work with me or Heather, and there's one-on-ones, there's power pairs, there's small groups. I can tell you much more about what those offerings entail if you want to email me about them. And also, I've been really discovering during the pandemic, I've always known that readings were an important part of the journey as a solo artist, but specifically during the pandemic, doing readings in a virtual platform where solo artists have then access to their friends and family and network all around, has been so awesome to get feedback on scripts when they're still in development before we're adding all the bells and whistles and things like that. So all of that to say, if you feel like you're getting close to a stage where you'd want to put that stake in the ground for yourself to do a reading virtually or in person, although like I said, virtually has been really cool for the reading part of things, feel free to email me about that, and we can talk about where you're at and when that would be a realistic goal for you to do a reading. And from that reading, you can then fine tune the script and then start looking for where you want to premiere, where you want to do a run, all those sorts of things. So the reading can be a really important next step, and I'd love to start that conversation with you. So feel free to email me, soringsoloartist@gmail.com. And as has already been mentioned, all 120 days of IMC, plus a bunch of other tutorials and Free Write Friday, which I just started doing, all of that stuff is on my YouTube channel. So just look up Jessica Lynn Johnson, Soaring Solo LLC. I also put the link in the chat. And then Encores and Best of Fest is still happening at the Whitefire Theater. So just plucking some of the favorites from this past season of Solo Fest. And this coming Friday evening, I believe at 7 p.m., is Mitch Feinstein in For Love or Money. I want to say Mitch is in his early 70s now, and he is a rock star and has worked his butt off to create this one-man show that's been on his bucket list and just a dream of his to do. He's been a very successful lawyer in Beverly Hills for a long time, and then he was like, my artist inside is dying and needs a voice, and he has really dedicated himself during this pandemic to creating this fun and fabulous and relatable show, because I think all of us can relate to putting our creativity on the back burner or not seeing that we're worthy of telling our story for whatever reason. So anyway, that's happening on Friday. The link is in the chat. And you can also go to my website under events and upcoming solo shows and find details for Mitch's show. And that's the best way to learn too, because I always say whether you love a show or hate a show, you're going to learn so much about your own aesthetic and what works for you and what doesn't. Um, Hollywood Fringe is in the works. It's starting to happen. It's on a digital platform, and they're talking about it being a hybrid as well with some live audiences. So registration started back on May 1st. It's still going. So if you're further along in your process and want to be a part of Hollywood Fringe, definitely check that out. Feel free to email me, and I will guide you with that as well. Um, and then, yes, as IMC officially closes today, I will probably do meditate, create every so often without the isolate part, every so often. And I'll certainly email and put it on my website and let you guys know when I do that. But a more consistent thing that I'd like to work in, a more consistent offering, is going to be the Free Write Fridays. They're also short little meetings like this. I haven't set a standard time for that, and I don't know that I will. I might allow it to fluctuate on different Fridays at different times, but the next one is coming up this Friday, the 18th, 2 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. And you can sign up for that on my website. I think it's under events, and it might be under the free stuff tab too, but I'm pretty sure it's under events, and then you'll see it, Free Write Friday. And essentially we're not using meditation and visualization in those sessions. I'm more going to bring a talking point about structure, formatting, writing prompts for solo theater. So I'll do a little teaching, and then we'll jump into a writing prompt based on that and write together just like we do in these sessions. And the whole goal is to be able to write your solo show one free write at a time. And it's free. It's 100% free, 100% awesome. So that is in the works now as well. And if you missed the first one, which we were taking a deep dive looking at the narrator in solo shows, you can jump on my YouTube channel and catch up on that before this coming Friday. I think that's everything. That was a lot of things. But it's all in the chat, and I will leave the chat up for just a few minutes in case you want to continue saying hi to each other or jotting down all those announcements. It has been amazing to have this experience with all of you. I am so grateful for all of you. And I want to give a special shout out to Thane, because I don't think Thane missed a single day. I think he's been here for all 120. So thank you, Thane, and thank you for all of you for being a part of this. All right, have a beautiful Wednesday.